I slept with the woman whose husband was cheating with my wife, and now I'm moving forward with a divorce. It's been almost 3 years since we got married. But then, about a year ago, I started noticing some weird stuff. Like this dude's car who I've never seen before just chilling outside our place. And yeah, call it intuition or whatever, but I had this feeling something fishy was going on. I decided to do some detective work, hired a private investigator. And boom, turns out my gut feeling wasn't wrong. My wife, she's been having a thing with this guy from her office. Like seriously? I was beyond mad, like steam coming out of my ears mad. But then, plot twist, I get a call from this guy's wife. Turns out she's onto them too, but all she's got is some texts. Me? I've got the whole shebang, receipts of their secret rendezvous and whatnot. So me and the co-worker's wife, we team up like some kind of detective duo. We're meeting up, sharing info, trying to wrap our heads around this mess. And get this, turns out she's been onto him since she was pregnant with their third kid. Then one day we're brainstorming revenge tactics, right? And it hits us like a lightning bolt. Why not, get back at them while doing the same thing they did to us? Yeah, it's kind of messed up, but in the heat of the moment, revenge feels pretty sweet. We went through with it, and honestly, it was like a release valve or something. Can't deny, it felt kind of good to stick it to them. And well, we've been meeting up and, getting intimate for a while now. Gotta hand it to her, she's something else. Like in bed, she's just, wow. Hate to admit it, but she's got skills my wife doesn't even know exist. But man, I'm still boiling mad at my wife. I mean, seriously, some of the stuff she was texting this dude, it's like she forgot basic decency or something. Making fun of the other woman, body shaming her, saying all sorts of nasty things about her. It's just low. And get this, she didn't spare me either. Mocking my fertility issues, questioning my manhood. Like really, coming from her, it just stings even more. I don't really feel guilty about what went down with a fair partner's wife. I mean, let's be real, the whole deal with her was way more satisfying than what I've got going on with my own wife. Like, she's hardly ever up for giving me oral, but she's all about receiving it. Talk about unfair, right? But a fair partner's wife? Man, she was all in, and let me tell you, it was like the holy grail of oral pleasure. Best I ever had, hands down. But now, here's where it gets messy. So a fair partner's wife, she's thinking about spilling the beans to her husband. And honestly, I'm kind of over all this revenge affair drama. It's like we got so caught up in getting back at them that we forgot where to draw the line. Like we were hooked on this whole revenge thing, And now it's like enough is enough. I know I got to face the music with my wife soon. Got the divorce papers ready and all. Luckily, we don't have much tangled up together, so splitting won't be too much of a headache. But a fair partner's wife? Yeah, she's got it tougher, especially with the kids in the picture. But hey, she's got some serious ammo if she wants to go after him. It's a messy situation all around. I get it. I probably sound like an awful person right now. But truth is, I'm already mentally checked out of my marriage. Update. Finally got around to serving my soon-to-be ex-wife those divorce papers on July 16th. Yeah, I know, took me a minute. But hey, I had to get my ducks in a row, Anyway, decided to do it at her workplace. Figured it was the perfect spot. When she rolled back home, I was ready. Had her bags packed and everything. Gave her the boot and told her to crash at her dad's place for a while. And of course, she did what any cheater does, the whole begging, apologizing, and trying to shift the blame onto me routine. But nah, I saw through that act. Told her straight up, the house belongs to my folks, and if you don't skedaddle, I'll have them kick you out. Yeah, it was harsh, but hey, sometimes tough love's the only way. Then I made the mistake of calling her sis for backup, thinking she'd see my side. But nah, she flipped the script and started laying into me, saying I'm giving up too easily. Can you believe the nerve? So I hit her with a reality check, reminded her how she'd bailed on her own marriage for her cousin. Yeah, that shut her up real quick. She even threw a slat my way. But hey, I warned her, one more stunt like that, and I'm dialing up the cops. After she left, the texts just kept on coming. Didn't bother blocking her calls, I wanted to keep a record of all the craziness. She was all over the map, 1 minute begging for forgiveness, the next throwing shade like it's confetti. She even had the nerve to say she never enjoyed any of our love sessions, and that her and her affair partner turned our crib into their personal love nest. Like seriously. I mean, who knows how much of that is true, right? But just to be safe, I'm thinking it's time for some new furniture. Can't be sitting on sofas that got memories of her and her fling, you feel me? And oh man, there were times I wanted to hit her with some serious truth bombs like how we christened her ride, but I kept it classy. Barely. The last time we talked, she actually sounded sincere with her apology. Said she got swept up in the moment, lost sight of what really mattered. And get this, now she's talking about wanting to start a family. Like I mentioned before, having kids ain't in the cards for me. She knew that from day one, and she was all cool with it, you know? Said she was all about that child-free life. But now that she's cruising through her mid-30s, suddenly she's got this baby fever that just won't quit. Instead of talking it out like adults, she goes and pulls this cheating stunt. Blames it on her ticking biological clock and me not being able to give her what she wants. She even had the nerve to say I'm like the best partner ever, but she just needed more. Like seriously. So I hit her with the obvious question, why didn't she just say something sooner? We could have explored other options like adoption or hitting up a sperm bank. And man, the way she hesitated, it was like she was trying to hide it. Eventually, she mumbled out a yes. And right then I knew this ain't my bun in the oven. All those thoughts of maybe patching things up, trying to salvage what was left of our marriage. Yeah, that ship sailed real quick. Just picture it, if I hadn't caught wind of her little fling, she would have passed this whole pregnancy off as some miracle baby. Talk about a slap in the face. But you know what? I kept my cool. Gave her a fake smile, told her congrats, and wished her all the best with her little bundle of joy. Meanwhile, in my head, I'm screaming, get me out of here. Seriously, I need this divorce like yesterday. Oh, and get this, a fair partner's wife. She's not messing around either. She served her hubby with those divorce papers, and she's ready to take him to the cleaners. She is not backing down. I only talked to her a couple of times. She's been on a whole rant spree, going on about how she wasted her prime years on some low life. Said she ditched her modeling gig just to be with him. Like seriously, the drama never ends. But here's the thing, I still think she's smoking hot. Call me crazy, but even with all the chaos, she's still got it going on. We've kind of kept our distance lately though. Had this one wild night where she hit me up with some pretty suggestive texts after downing a few too many. But nah, I shut that down real quick. Can't be messing around while the divorce circus is still in town, you know. As for getting back into the dating game, ain't happening anytime soon. Not until all this legal stuff is put to bed. But I'll be honest, I do kind of miss her, you know. Crazy how things can change so fast. Oh, and on a brighter note, I got myself a furry friend, a cat. And get this, my soon-to-be ex-wife. Yeah, she was not about that cat life. So looks like my crib's gonna be a full-blown cat kingdom from now on.